Superman versus Sonic, two alien heroes from another world who are ready to defend the Earth with everything they've got in a day where they're going at it against each other. So who's ultimately going to be coming out on top here? And really, is it even close? Let's get into it. Clark Kent is Superman, one of the last survivors of the destruction of Krypton, imbued with the Kryptonian Growth Codex, and the Earth's greatest and most powerful superhero. Now, Superman is ridiculously strong. In fact, he's got some of the best raw strength feats out there, which totally makes sense. He's Superman. He's been able to casually pull massive ships, lift up rocket ships, even fly around carrying an entire apartment building. Those are easily multi-ton feats right there. The guy's definitely strong. And all that strength also easily translates to when we see him in fights. Even in his very first fight against Zod and his Kryptonian warriors, well, Superman was kinda wrecking shop. Sure, they were able to get their own hits in, but Superman was still strong enough to dominate in a 2-on-1 fight and was actually faced off against General Zod. Well, he ended up killing him and destroyed basically all of Metropolis in the process. He showed off that same strength when he completely no-sold the Justice League and casually overpowered 3 of them at once. These dudes are definitely strong. Then he also managed to fight and beat up Doomsday, even though he had been weakened from kryptonite right before, and then got caught in a nuclear explosion in the middle of the fight. And he completely bodied Steppenwolf, a dude who can also fight against Doomsday. Heck, Superman has even managed to overpower literal world-ending and world-shaping events. He's done it multiple times. He overpowered the beam sent out from the World Engine, then one-shot the machine. He did it again by ripping apart and overpowering the 3 mother boxes. So yeah, I say it again. Superman is like ridiculously strong. He's also crazy tough. I mean, we mentioned it in passing, but the guy straight up survived a nuclear explosion. And a pretty massive nuclear explosion at that, considering that you can see it from outer space. He's straight up destroyed mountaintops as he crashed back to Earth. He's taken attacks from Cyborg and Wonder Woman like it was nothing. Heck, Superman even no-sold an attack from Steppenwolf and his axe. That same guy was dominating all the rest of the Justice League. Like we mentioned, he already had a fight against another version of Doomsday, and they destroyed a moon in their fight together. Superman completely no-sold the attack. And speaking of Doomsday, well, he managed to take all sorts of attacks from Doomsday, including massive energy waves that were leveling the city. But seriously, he took all sorts of attacks from Doomsday and from Zod, and for the most part, Clark has been able to take it all no problem. He's ridiculously tough. He's also insanely fast, one of the fastest heroes in the entire DCEU and a true rival for speedsters like the Flash. And Kal also totally has no problem using that speed in a fight, absolutely blitzing the likes of Wonder Woman or Steppenwolf and having super speed fights with the Flash. He's also got other powers too, like freeze breath or even heat vision, which can reach up to 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit, or equivalent to the surface of the sun. Basically, he's the most powerful and unstoppable force in the universe. The ultimate champion for truth and justice. He's Superman. Sonic the Hedgehog is an alien hedgehog with super speed who hails from Mobius. After being forced to flee to Earth, Sonic remained in hiding for 10 years, until he accidentally made his presence known, becoming the target of the sinister Dr. Robotnik. However, Sonic managed to banish Robotnik from Earth and set himself up a nice, happy life with the Wachowski family. As time went on, Sonic tried beginning a superhero career, but his moment really came when Robotnik returned with Knuckles the Echidna, seeking the Master Emerald. Teaming up with his new ally Tails, Sonic embarked on a globe-trotting adventure to stop Robotnik, during which he befriended Knuckles. After defeating Robotnik, Sonic would form a new order with Tails and Knuckles to safeguard the Master Emerald from evil. Sonic possesses the power to move at incredibly high speeds, to the point where Tails believes he's the fastest being in the whole galaxy. He can run across states or even the whole country in an instant, move so fast that he appears to be in multiple places at once, or move so fast that the entire world around him appears to be frozen in place. And even then, when the whole world around him is frozen, Sonic still appears to be moving at super speed. Rockets, bullets, and missiles are practically still for him. What's even more impressive is that lasers are basically frozen in place as well, even though lasers should be instantaneous. And what's even more impressive than that is that Sonic is able to easily fight and operate at these kind of speeds. And man, is the little guy surprisingly powerful when he throws an attack. He can plow straight through metal, actually overpower Knuckles with his speed and power. He can one-shot huge vehicles or blow up drones. All of that is done from his spin attack, or his more revved up version, the spin dash. But another aspect of Sonic's power is his ability to generate chaos energy, something that's all linked to his emotional state. Whenever he starts feeling extreme emotions, Sonic will start generating blue energy all over his body, sort of like lightning. And this energy is so powerful that he can unleash an EMP blast that covered across the entire Pacific Northwest. Or Sonic can take all this energy and harness it for himself, greatly amping his strength, his speed, and his spin attack. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now, for this fight, we're primarily just going to be talking about Super Sonic, Sonic with the Master Emeralds. That's a whole lot closer of a fight, and a whole lot more fun to talk about. Sonic in his base form might be able to just simply outrun Superman, but their fight would go a whole lot like Superman versus the Flash. Sonic can dodge some attacks, but Superman is definitely stronger, definitely tougher, and would definitely win in the end. Super Sonic. Well, that's a whole lot more interesting. Sonic was able to transcend into this form after absorbing the 7 Chaos Emeralds into himself, granting him godlike powers, transforming him into the most powerful hero in the universe, to the point where he was able to effortlessly stomp the giant Eggman robot, when before that, well, Sonic wasn't able to do anything against it. Even just casually stopping this giant robot is an absolutely amazing strength feat. Knuckles is a 100-tonner. This is about as much as he could do against the robot. Sonic casually stopped a full-powered punch with just one hand and couldn't care less. That's already arguably enough to put him on Superman's level. But then we got his showings from Sonic 3 in his fight with Super Shadow, and Sonic was throwing some massive punches in that fight, like punching so hard that the earth was shattering around them. He was launching Shadow literally around the world with his punches, and then culminated with punching Shadow all the way up to the moon with just one hit. Absolutely devastating, and honestly, clearly more powerful than Superman. And while you can try and argue that Superman has the strength to do this sort of stuff, but just never did, well, I have a slight problem with that, because Superman did do some of this same stuff, just on a smaller scale. Like his punches were sending Zod flying around the city. Sonic was sending Shadow flying around the world. Superman sent a few punches to get Doomsday launched up into orbit. Sonic punched Shadow to the moon with just one hit. Sonic's feats are just more impressive. Now, maybe you can argue that Superman can just take all these punches just like he did with Doomsday and wait for Sonic's emeralds to time out. Except it looks like for this Sonic, well, there actually isn't a time limit. Sonic's gotta actually be knocked out of this form. And you can't really count Shadow knocking him out of the form, because it looks like he's using chaos energy to do it. The only other time was when Sonic ran out of energy holding up the Eclipse Cannon. Literally a blast that was going to destroy the entire Earth. And he was just standing there holding it back until he finally ran out of energy holding it back. Meaning that if Superman wants to replicate this and knock Sonic out of Supersonic, well, then he's going to have to land a lot of planet-shattering blows, and I don't think it's actually going to do anything, because Super Shadow was hitting Sonic with a lot of planet-shattering blows, and it didn't actually knock him out. And then here's the last thing. Sonic should be faster than Superman just in his base form, and he should definitely be faster than Superman in his supersonic form. Superman at best is probably relativistic. He's undeniably slower than the Flash, and the Flash is the only person we've seen in the DCEU go light speed. Sonic is easily relativistic at his base. He's arguably faster than light at his base, and then Supersonic is an exponential upgrade in this speed. So you take Supersonic's insane speed and flight, add on his insane strength and durability to take equally powerful punches, he might just have Superman's number. He's pretty much better than Superman in every way, and he should be winning this fight. Sonic takes it.